Did you really offer Tony Yayo millions of dollars to not do Vlad TV interviews?
I didn't want him to do it. He always says some stuff I wouldn't say. Like, and I don't know why he's doing it. It's not enough involved in it for him to have to say that.
50 got stabbed that day, right? He did get stabbed, right?
Up with that.
Okay.
Jewish is not a race, but we've made it a race because we could
it kind of is.
When you be Ashkenazi, would you be considered Ashkenazi?
I'm an Ashkenazi Jew, and I'm an Ashkenazi Jew, and I'm on like United in first class, and 50 Cent walks in. I'm like, oh shit, we haven't seen each other in like 10 years. You know, like in the last interview with Yayo, I was like, oh, 50 Cent hates you. We're not gonna do interviews anymore until 50 Cent gonna pay me millions to do it.
Stop conversing with that Vlad guy. He's fed. For all the rappers out there, that is a direct warning from 50 Cent. 50 has been leaking receipts since DJ Vlad allegedly attempted to set up comedian Godfrey, exposing Vlad's close ties to the federal government and the influential people operating in the entertainment industry.
And I guess you and your friend stole something from a store and you tried running from the police?
Yeah, that was the first time, bro. Damn, how the know this shit? What the God damn.
I'm the feds, man. I'm the feds. I know everything.
Yeah, bro.
Through his interviews with street legends, insiders, and rappers, DJ Vlad established himself as a voice of the culture. Rumor has it, however, that he has been working hand in hand with federal authorities for years, using his position as a slick trap to lock up black musicians. Rappers aren't the only ones. He even attempted to line up Godfrey, according to sources. He then invited others like Lord Yamar and Aries Spears to criticize him on tape after that failed. Though the mask is coming off, Vlad believed he could gaslight the response. And the darkness is now being revealed by 50, and there he is, sitting there with Vlad shooting pictures. I almost always wear the same shorts.
And he is right there, sitting there, taking photos with Vlad. He damn near have the same shorts on.
Lord Jamar.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I feel sorry for him
because
there was
you gotta sell something.
But the
Like a soul.
Yeah, you gotta sell.
Like, how much does a soul cost?
He's advising everyone to avoid Vlad Bekhaus, in his opinion, DJ Vlad, whose true name is Vladislav Lowy, who was born in Ukraine, is neither a legitimate DJ nor a legitimate journalist.
This is DJ Vlad. I only bring this up because everybody doesn't know who he is. His name is Vlad, so, it should, hit your mind like this is what a Vlad could look like. But people don't be thinking that. They be like, this is Vlad. And some people know. Maybe you did. But if you didn't know this is what DJ Vlad looked like, this is what he looked like.
And according to 50, this individual is an industrial plant who works for the unseen forces behind the entire system, not just the government. Perhaps it sounds like a crazy conspiracy, but 50 people are certain that the receipts are authentic and unsettling. He claims that Vlad is so dangerous that he has even offered to pay others to stay away from him. 50 says he would pay Tony Yao, his own guy, millions of dollars to avoid ever seeing Vlad again. However, 50 didn't end there. He struck Vlad in the neck. He forced Vlad to remove an entire video in which Cal Dawson discussed the night that 50 got lit. Up in 2000, Cal Dawson was in the car when 50 Cent was shot 9 times, according to the title Vlad had given it. In Section 3, Cal was also shot.
Did you really offer Tony Yayo millions of dollars to not do Vlad TV interviews?
I didn't want him to do it. He always says some stuff I wouldn't say. Like, and I don't know why he's doing it. It's not enough involved in it for him to have to say that.
You be calling him after like, yo, why did you?
I don't know why you're talking about me. Like, what is wrong with you? You have to stop it, bro. You have to find other things to do.
However, 50 saw it, shared the screenshot to Instagram, put a huge fake stamp on it and said, I want this video removed immediately. Vlad was obviously aware that he was wrong. Regardless of what he did, the clip was gone in an instant. This is where it becomes even more soiled, though. The entire situation involving Godfrey reveals Vlad's true duplicity. It all began in 2020, when Vlad chose to criticize Minister Louis Farrakhan. During an interview with D.L. Huey, Vlad blatantly misrepresented the man's statements, accusing him of urging people to throw rocks at Jews and referring to all Jews as Satan. However, Farrakhan didn't say that at all in his figurative speech. He urged people to confront those who falsely claimed to be Jews by picking up the stone of truth. But Vlad's version created a stir.
I feel this is coming off the heels of Farrakhan's 4th of July speech, where he said, those of you that say you're Jews, I will not give you the honor of calling you a Jew. You're not a Jew. You're so-called. You're Satan. And it's my job now to pull the cover off of Satan. And he went on to say, like, every Muslim, when they see a fake Jew, grab a rock. And this is kind of what I feel is the energy, and a lot of people look up to Farrakhan.
He was tested for outright lying by well-known people. Godfrey was among the most vocal in stating that Vlad's misquotation was not a mistake. His purpose was to sow discord among the black population.
Those of you that say that you're Jews, I will not even give you the honor of calling you a Jew. You're not a Jew. You're so-called. When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him, no. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yeah. Right. We cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more, so wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are, if you know the truth, stand up on the truth.
And Godfrey immediately posted a video to social media with the message, Vladvis canceled. We must defend our culture against the vultures.
That's like me lying on Rush Limbaugh. Let's say Rush Limbaugh. You know Rush. He racist money. But if I go, Rush Limbaugh said that he wants everybody, all the black people to die. If I lied, I owe him an apology. He didn't say that. Period. He didn't say it. You know what I mean? You can't just be lying, and that's a dangerous thing. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, I would rather have the NOI on my side.
Yeah.
I'll take the Nation of Islam any goddamn thing.
He then called out Vlad for not apologizing after making derogatory and untrue accusations about Minister Farrakhan, and declared he was joining forces with Lord Yamar, Mr. General, and Royce 509 to formally boycott Vlad TV. Then Godfrey dropped a bombshell that most people were unaware of. Despite being married to a black woman, DJ Vlad continues to profit from black suffering and hate.
Me, Lord Jamar, my son, the General, and Royce the 5'9" from Eminem's camp, we've all decided to join forces and just stop doing Vlad TV. If you guys don't know Vlad TV, it's on YouTube. It's an interview show, pretty much an urban interview show, because most of the people he's interviewed for the past 10 years have been all black people. Not too long ago, he made some statements about Minister Farrakhan which weren't true and were not fair, even if you don't like him. And as a Jewish man, he feels that Farrakhan insults his people. Fine. You can feel the way you want to feel, but lying on people does not work. That's not cool. I don't care who it was. It could have been Maxine Waters. It could have been Al Sharpton's corny. But you lie on somebody and then you get the truth told to you and you end up being looking. You should apologize. Issue an apology. Even big companies that on black people all the time issue apologies so they can get that money. You know, we need to stand on code, protect our culture, just like Vlad decided not to apologize. He wants to protect his culture, okay? So we stood on ours. So we are not going to, we unsubscribe to Vlad. You all should unsubscribe to Vlad. If you're African American, you have some integrity.
This is where it became even more irascible. Initially, Vlad was chastised by Lord Yamar, who was traveling with Godfrey, for not expressing regret and for promising never to return to the platform. Both of them used to regularly watch Vlad TV, and Yamar concurred that the best way to stick by your principles was to boycott. However, only Godfrey remained firm when it came time to truly hold the line.
You know, you can't just, you know, it's everybody, you know, you can date black women and marry them and all of a sudden you can't respect us. No, I'm getting a little tired of that. Getting a little tired of being used monetarily and you. That's any culture protects their culture. If black people say anything bad about any culture, we have to apologize right away, just like Nick Cannon did, right? So I think if you insult us, you should apologize to us. We are not animals. We are not some amusement fucking ride that you can get on when you want to. Well, this ride is derailing. For his decision. No hate, just business.
For interviews and collaborations, Yamar discreetly returned to Vlad. Even worse, he joined Vlad in making fun of Godfrey by claiming that he wasn't solid, and Vlad used his tried and true tactic of misrepresenting what a black man had said, stating that Godfrey disregarded his family this time. The fans weren't duped at all. As the epitome of harsh work, they witnessed Yamar calling Godfrey false and violating his own boycott. Additionally, Yamar made peace with Vlad, a white man, without even bothering to confront Godfrey, who had done him nothing.
I actually ran into Godfrey.
He told me.
A week or two earlier, and I'm there, my security's with me. So as I see he's coming out, we both stand up, and he's walking by. I said, "What's up, Godfrey?" The first thing he does is put out his hand and shake my hand. And as I'm shaking his hand, I said, "You and I need to talk." I looked Godfrey in the eyes, as we're shaking hands, and I said, we need to talk. He goes, "Okay," and he runs off real quick.
Never to be seen.
Well, I know somebody that still talks to him, so that person gave me his current phone number. So I texted him and I said, "Yo, this is Vlad. We need to talk." And he never responded.
Hey. Yeah. I can't speak for him.
Well, you and him just had a falling out.
Yeah. I don't even want to get into it, man, because he's just not a solid dude, man. And I always had I knew from the minute he said, "Oh, let's just take a break." And we discussed, we didn't say nothing about no breaks.
And the fact that Yamar nodded in agreement with every phrase as if it were gospel. While Vlad sat there smiling in their interview made it unpleasant to see. And this is the worst part.
Because I feel like he was the most outspoken. He was the one that was doing interviews saying I should be canceled and talking about my family and stuff like that. So if anyone should have a conversation with me, I think it should be him. But clearly, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to have that conversation.
It was Yamar who made a firm vow that Godfrey would be the first to return to Vlad. Naturally, Godfrey had to examine him, remind him of his words, and call it what it was, soul selling. But there's more to the dispute. Godfrey actually utilized Vlad TV as a platform to tell Vlad directly that he didn't think he liked black people back when he was still a regular. Vlad's complaint that America would become bankrupt if it paid reparations to black people was one particularly memorable moment. Godfrey gave a clap, responded, pointing out that the US has no trouble giving money to certain so-called allies, or spending trillions on defense. The fact that 50 Cent is prepared to spend millions on his staff in order to keep them off Vlad's sofa now makes perfect sense. Persistent disrespect isn't the only issue. It concerns those purportedly close ties to the federal government and allegations that he is assisting in the incarceration of black folks. Rappers have entered Vlad for years, assuming it would be another interview.
And he is right there sitting there taking photos with Vlad. He damn near have the same shorts on.
Lord Jamar! It's been 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I feel sorry for him, because there was
you gotta sell something.
But the buildup, like a soul.
Yeah, you gotta sell.
Like, how much does a soul cost?
Then was inundated with inquiries. Vlad seemed to have their case file in hand because it was so detailed. He would bring up names that never made the news, old charges, and street feuds. Things that, unless he was connected to law enforcement, he had no business knowing.
No, what I'm saying is
tens of millions of people, but black people.
Black people
Okay.
who would get that.
Yeah.
It would bankrupt the whole country.
It would bankrupt the whole country, but for the people that built the country to make you the money,
Yeah.
you understand? All of a sudden now you worried about being bankrupt when you spend trillions of dollars on defense, trillions of dollars on unnecessary, trillions of dollars to send black men, especially to jail, trillions of dollars to up our whole country, trillions of dollars to food up, the air up, the water up, trillions of dollars to make people sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker in this country, but you mad? We don't have the money because, and this is what I think, and this is what I believe, you just don't like black people. Plain and simple, you do not like black people.
For example, he somehow knew that Lil Baby had fought a white man while incarcerated, a statement Baby has never made in public, and the final line, I think you said it, that Vlad used to strike someone, that is an outright feeding strategy. It is intended to cause you to doubt yourself so that you will never ask the true question. Because of the way Vlad presents the situation, some rappers have already peeped his game, such as Lil Woody, who stated unequivocally that he is certain Vlad is working with the federal government. Rappers aren't the only ones. Do you recall when Agent Vlad pursued a black professor at Princeton University and attempted to threaten her employment? Or when he attempted to entice Mike Tyson into disclosing his street connections? When Vlad chose to get involved in the Kendrick versus Drake feud and disparaged Kendrick's Not Like Us by claiming that it required a better mix, everything fell apart.
Okay, you got into a fight with a white dude.
Exactly.
Was it like a racist thing? Was it like whites and blacks kind of clicked up in there?
How you know that?
Well, that's just how prison is most times.
I'm talking about how you know I got into it with a white dude though.
Professor Morgan Jerkins claps back at that point. You're white. It's a black folk issue. Wait. So a professor at Princeton is telling me a white person shouldn't be allowed to speak on hip-hop. Vlad commented, tagging Princeton's official account rather than letting it go. Do you speak to your students like that?
When you come out the streets, we got real spider sense. And they go out. They tell her, like, yeah, something ain't right. So I'm like, cool. As soon as I get there, I shake Vlad's hand, something ain't right. When I sat down and started talking to Vlad, Vlad knew how to ask questions the same way the police did. Like my whole childhood, I watched cops. I watch how the police
First 48.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I know their strategy. And then when Vlad asked me a certain question and I lied to him, I saw the look in his eyes. I thought he got mad. I said, oh, this I lied. It was over with for me. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, he the police. There's nothing nobody else can tell me.
He didn't stop, though. Vlad retaliated after Jerkins said that she planned for the discussion to focus on black voices. Zip served as a sort of liaison between Puffy and the other members of the Southside Crips.
Zip was kind of the go-between between like Puffy and all the Southside Crips.
Maybe.
You know, what is it, you know, here you are, this multimillionaire, and, you know, it seems like you've always been attracted to the guys that are still in the streets to a certain degree. Do you think that's a fair statement?
You know, attracted to them?
Well, not attracted to them, but I mean, you like having them around. You're friends with them and you maintain
I like
this.
having them around?
I'm just asking.
You think I'm friends? What do you think? You think I like having them around?
You just spoke nicely about Zip, so I just...
Yeah, you know, I don't know who these guys are. When you talk, what do you say about me? I'm this big, whatever I am, right? But no, those are the guys that when I'm, whoever I am is a nobody. I mean, those are the guys that live in the same building with me. That gives my mother salt or sugar if they need some milk. They're the same guys.
Don't try to retract anything you said on Monday. I'll be contacting Princeton on this, essentially threatening to use a tweet to inform her employer. This is where the hypocrisy lies. Shortly after, Vlad responded to one of Nicki Minaj's tweets on X with Snitchy Minaj, who had the gall to criticize her for attending Rock Nation. He was immediately touched by the responses, one of which read, "You literally bring rappers on your platform because you're an informant." But you see, Vlad has a long history. This is not a novel concept. People have noted throughout the years how his interviews seem to coincide with the goals of police enforcement. Artists sit on his sofa, believing that they are merely promoting music the next week. They're all the rage because of something they said that ended up in a police report. In interviews, Boozy even said that Vlad posed questions more like a detective than a journalist. Furthermore, it's not only about the questions, it's also about who and when he targets. For some reason, major white celebrities with their own nasty controversies are never included alongside black musicians with active cases or street rumors. Then there's the more significant query. Why does he continue to be tampered with by so many industry insiders? Some claim it's because Vlad has wealthy supporters and connections in the media that have the power to build or break careers. Some people think that some rappers continue to appear on Vlad since they were already collaborating in other methods. Therefore, what they say on camera is irrelevant in any case. 50 Cent's warning is beginning to sound more like a survival manual than paranoia, because Vlad doesn't only ask questions at random after all. Even if you tried, you couldn't. Google the dates, names, addresses, and other information he provides. And where is it coming from if he isn't receiving it from open sources? 50 is therefore prepared to spend millions of dollars, merely to keep his circle away from that arrangement. Every interview with Vlad is a loaded weapon in his mind, and you're in the crosshairs the moment you sit down. The image is now incredibly clear. DJ Vlad is not only a random interviewer who asks innocuous questions, from using deceptive language to set individuals against one another, from making threats about jobs to dabbling in street politics for years. He has been engaged in a risky game. The absurd thing is that he continues to attract well-known people to sit on the couch. One thing is certain, regardless of whether they fail to recognize a trap or believe they are clever enough to avoid it. When you appear on Vlad TV, you are providing him with something to flip, alter, or pass to the shadowy viewers. 50 Cent isn't simply talking because of this to keep his parents away. He's willing to risk money, For him, Vlad is more than simply an interviewer. He's a businessman, plant that has a direct line to the decision makers, and it's difficult to dismiss that as a coincidence when you consider how many lives and livelihoods have been destroyed immediately following such amicable encounters. You don't want to play this type of game. Someone even brought up Vlad's supposed run to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. After Rick Ross sends someone to beat him up, you and your master Jay-Z got a literal CIA informant as your CEO. One poster said, "No one, not even you, loser, is interested in snitching. Don't meddle in the affairs of black people. Keep us from calling Rick Ross." This is where things get insane, though. Rumor has it that 50 Cent himself could be Vlad's next target. Rumor has it that he is planning to lure 50 into a legal predicament or start a feud to defeat him. Why? Because Vlad does more than just manage a YouTube account. He serves as a spokesperson for the true power brokers, the people who use him to suppress and control the most powerful voices in hip-hop. Therefore, consider whether this is merely an interview or the beginning of a setup the next time you see your favorite rapper enter the all-white studio with the large black couch. But Vlad isn't for a tempest he isn't prepared for if he believes he can come for 50 and get away with it. Make sure to press the subscribe button, leave a comment, hit the like button, and share this video if you're loving this breakdown, because tales such as these are simply the